Philippine government under former President Duterte contrived the program to solve many societal flaws in the Philippines.
Hey, how y'all doing?
The Philippine government under former President Duterte contrived the program to solve many societal flaws in the Philippines such as pollution, traffic congestion, public safety, and the list goes on. The aforementioned program now is a PUV, or the Public Utility Vehicle Modernization. It was branded by the government as a transport reform initiative that subsequently affects relating issues in current society. Fast forward to now, in light of this program, over 100,000 transport workers and units are revolting through strikes to show their disfavor. Before we continue, I'd like to put on record that I do not agree with this program simply because it is out of touch with the current system of the country. Don't get me wrong, the program in itself is well conceived, promising the proposed PUV models to be safer, more convenient, and environmentally friendly, as well as economically healthy. However, the current IRR, or the implementation rules and regulations of the program, are favoring corporations and manufacturers more than the direct stakeholders such as the transport workers and operators and their respective families. Food for thought, despite the government's promised credit avenues for the stakeholders, the backlash from the general public stems mainly from the fact that these units are too expensive for PUV drivers and operators who usually earn anywhere from a few hundred pesos to 1,000 or 2 each day. Even the cheapest unit of these modern PUVs will leave these people in massive debts if they're even able to secure bank loans at all. They argue, and I agree, that if this was the only assistance they would receive from the government in light of the program, they would be the ones to suffer, hence the notion that the program is anti-poor. Because mind you, the public transport industry is an industry mostly composed of lower to middle class Filipinos. The government initially said that the modern jeepneys would cost from 1.4 to 1.6 million each. However, when acquiring a unit through loans, one vehicle could cost up to 2.8 million. Having lower to middle class Filipinos to pay 2.8 million pesos for this program would only enrich the government and its partnering manufacturers, not the sectors that are affected. Regardless, some drivers would agree to this transition if there was assistance from the government or more in this context. Some have said this could be a ploy to increase vehicle sales of big automotive companies and foreign businessmen. In this regard, we can positively assume that this program is still subject to review given its complex circumstances. However, I would like to stress that although the concepts for the program as well as its intentions are collectively good, the government should prioritize the welfare of all sectors, including the direct stakeholders such as the aforementioned opposing entities. It's also worth keeping in mind that many justifications for this program, such as its benefit to the environment and its impact on traffic decongestion in highly urbanized areas, are contributed not just from public transport but also from current trends regarding transportation in general. The Philippines, mostly in urban regions at least, is car-centric due to the lack of sustainable public transportation and car-centric roads. In retrospect, Luxembourg, now the first country to ever implement free public transportation, had the highest car density in the EU in 2020. The country suffered bad traffic and high levels of climate heating emissions as a result of this. In introspect, we are in the same, if not worse, situation. The difference is that their government adjusted their culture to fit all sectors of their society. Take this into account. If the public transport industry is an industry mostly composed of lower to middle class Filipinos and the government vies for sustainability, it should focus on efforts on partnering with corporations that pursue environmental health to persuade more indigent Filipinos to follow suit. Ben Dretwicki said, transport is a fundamental right for residents. If you have the right to work, you also have the right to get to work without too many costs. That goes to say that the affected sectors for the program in question should not be subject to immeasurable sacrifices for the sake of sustainability, because at the end of the day, sustainability should be inclusive. Conclusively, the PUV modernization program is not a bad program. It would definitely require some adjustments and money, but if it is implemented properly without overlooking the welfare of the stakeholders, then the future of commuting might just get even better. That goes without saying that the government should further engage in dialogues with all stakeholders. Sustainability is a goal that requires everyone's efforts, however, it should not mean burdening anyone else for its sake.
Whoever you are, thank you.